What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Drop Gems. Yes, your only friend, your best friend. No, just kidding. It is me. I'm here to drop a gem on you, together, us, we, Rocky 5. 1990s Rocky 5. I'm going to explain my reasons why I think this is going to be an overall massive, awesome fucking rant on Rocky 5 and why I think Rocky 5 is the best Rocky in the whole franchise. Now, I can't believe that you hear me saying these words. As you see here, 5.3 on IMDb, and the movie didn't. It's the least grossing Rocky in the whole series, apparently, since the sequel Rocky Balboa was released in 2006, according here to Wikipedia. So, spoilers ahead, of course, guys. I'm going to review. First, I give my thoughts. I freestyle it on this movie, explain why I think it's the best Rocky, and of course, we'll wrap it up with a plot review, my way, my style, and we get out of here after we drop some gems. So, yeah, I'm going to explain why. So, I saw this movie when I was a kid, probably back in 1991, I'd say on VHS, rented it. And when I watched it, I was intrigued and interested in the story because this is not like any other Rocky story. Every other Rocky movie that I've seen to this point of Rocky 5 always starts out the same pretty much. Rocky with an opponent that's hard to overcome. He falls and gets dipped back up. The story, guys, and he overcomes his fears. He overcomes overcomes a big challenge, man, bigger than him in all forms and fashion, physical, mental, emotional, and this man delivers. Of course, Stallone delivers in every movie. And he is the same. He delivers. He's acting. He's acting. Now you're mad because he's not acting what as Rocky Balboa. I mean, look at the first film. He's acting. It's kind of a throwback to the first film. I like the style. I like the cinematography, the shooting. I love the cast, the actors. They're believable. Tommy Gunn is a young buck. This man's a young blood. He's on the streets, this motherfucker, and he's hungry. And you can see how hungry he is. The montage and how he just knocks these people through the ropes and through another dimension. Their souls are ripped out their assholes, guys. This Tommy Gunn is like no other villain. No other opponent that Rocky has ever come in contact with, people. And this is his apprentice here. This is his, basically like his son, but his real son. See, and this is another dynamic here. You got his real son playing his real son in the movie. How could you not love that? How could you not be drawn to that? And they do Stallone and his son here, Sage. Rip. God bless his soul. You know, they do it. They do it. It's believable. I feel the emotion. It makes me want to get emotional because he's ignoring his son, and we can all feel that from our fathers or from someone we love that ignores us and puts us to the side for someone else. But as we know, Rocky comes around to the truth, and he accepts the truth. That's what makes Rocky special. He's able to look at things and just accept them and deal with it. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't try to avoid it. That's Rocky Balboa for you. And he conquers his fears and challenges. So, guys, let's stay focused on Rocky 5 before we do this fucking plot, because it deserves it. This awesome movie Rant deserved it. This movie deserved it. And after I seen this with my brother, man, we was hitting each other in the fucking kidneys, like the shots that Rocky was doing to Tommy Gunn to take him out. Those kidney shots, those body shots, very underestimated in fighting in the world of sports. And boy, oh boy, did it drain Mr. Gunn here. He wasn't ready for those shots that Rocky was delivering to the body. And yeah, man, it took him out. It was his weakness. It was Rocky's strength. So there we go. That's my reasons. I mean, this movie had me watching from start to finish, kept me interested with the story and the characters and the acting. And you got this fucking guy here that acts like Don King, and he's like, let's put some hustle behind this muscle. I mean, how could you not like this fucking smooth talker? If you don't like me, click off. If you don't like this movie, click off, because this guy's a smooth talker. Rocky Balboa was not. We all know that, and he goes back to the first movie because he's got a lot of CTE, guys. He's got a lot of brain damage. I mean, you know it. So they show it in this movie, how much brain damage has accumulated over the years and how it has affected Rocky. So not for the better, of course. And you gotta love the fucking movie. You gotta love the ending. Fuck anyone who doesn't say they love the street fight. Then go watch, Rocky 4. Watch it in the ring. You want to watch in the ring? Watch in the ring. It didn't happen in the ring. That's just the way things happen sometimes. It doesn't happen in the ring. I'm sure you want to do things, a debate in a debate, format, or with all that kind of shit, a moderator and everything. But sometimes you don't, and you end up getting arguments. There's no one there. Can't do that. Just that's the way it happened, guys. I love the story, good writing. So 42 million to make the movie. Of course, it comes out with 120 million. So it is a successful movie back in the 90s. Of course, it is. Look at the money it makes. You're comparing it to other Rockies. I'm not comparing it to other Rockies. I never do that with movies. I'm letting it stand alone as its own Rocky feature, and I'm telling you that at all the Rockies, I would rather watch this one first. Or not, yeah, I'd rather watch it first. I mean, you know, I don't do it chronologically, obviously, to get a hold here, a sort of sense of what's happening. But man, what a movie. I'm ranting long enough. Fuck that. Let's get the shit over. Let's wrap it up with the plot. So you come up with Rocky here. You meet with him right after the Rocky 4, the Drago fight, where he fought Ivan Drago. You meet with Rocky. He's in the shower, and he's, you know, he's shaking. His hands are shaking. He's in a bad state. And his wife, he's calling for his wife. He tells his trainer, get my wife, get my wife. The wife comes in, and she's holding his hands and stopping him from shaking. And he's saying, I'm seeing Mick, you know, his old trainer that died years ago. He's saying, I'm seeing him. He's saying, you know, this and that. So his wife knows that something's wrong with Rocky mentally. Something's wrong in his brain, you know. This fight really took a rot out of Rocky. And I like that, how they show how Drago fight here from the previous movie really fucked Rocky up. So he goes to the doctor, this neurologist, and this neurologist tells him, listen, if you take a couple more shots to the head, here, to the dome, to the skull, you will die. You know, you will die. There's a chance you can instantly die, Rocky, or worse. Rocky's blown away. Rocky's telling this doctor, no, 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 this is all I know. This is what I do. You know, this is, I'm fighting. And his wife says, you're not fighting. You're done. You're throwing in the towel. It is over. So it's over for Mr. Rocky Balboa. He goes home. But when he goes home, you know, Paulie over there, Paulie says, Mr. Rocky's trainer, the brother of his wife, his brother-in-law, says, listen, I fucked up here. You know, I signed over all our assets by accident. This lawyer here maybe signed power of attorney in Rocky's name or whatever. Now he's taking us all our shit. We're bankrupt. Well, there goes that. So, you know, okay, criticize it. Is this an excuse to get Rocky back into his old neighborhood? Sure. Is it an excuse? Sure. Do I mind it? No, I don't. I mean, what better excuse? The man went bankrupt. He fucked up. Rocky can't handle that. He wasn't all over the place, guys. You know, come on, man. Is he an accountant? No, I mean, you know, these are people from a small town. You know, I don't have to explain that. Anyways, they go fucking bankrupt. They get swindled. You meet the son here, Mr. Sage. And anyways, they go back to the old neighborhood. So they're growing up, and it's cool because the neighborhood welcomes Rocky. And they're like, yo, can we help you move in? And he's like, no. It's cool, man. But Rocky loves the neighborhood, right? Rocky loves where he comes from. Don't mistake that. But Rocky at first sees the change of lifestyle. This is a huge swing for Rocky and his family, guys, especially for the son coming from the high class to the you know, an area where he's not familiar and where you have to live a different way of life and you know, have less things. So, but Rocky's used to having less things. But Rocky, he wants respect, guys. You know, it ain't about respect because he's earned it. See, he's earned the respect, and he wants it for his family. And now it's all taken away from him, he feels. He feels his respect and self-dignity for him and his family, especially his family, is taken away. So he doesn't even care about the assets. He just cares about that, how people he's looked upon. Honestly, that's what he's fought for, his reputation, his name. Anyways, go on to it. So he fucking, I'm gonna rent this shit and wrap it up. So, yeah, so the kid goes to school and shit. He's getting bullied. It's a cool scene, you know, and he's thinking he's gonna kick some ass because he's Rocky's son. But no, he can't kick no ass. He's just a little punk, you know what I mean? He's getting his lunch money took in, his $2 or whatever his mommy gives him for lunch. Mr. Rocky Balboa's son is getting his ass whooped. So, Rocky, in the meantime, opens up Mick's old gym. There's a couple fighters that come in. He spots this one fighter. His name is Tommy Gunn. He comes in, blasts a couple guys. Stallone doesn't want nothing to do with him. Gunn does want something to do with Stallone. Stallone doesn't want to touch Gunn. He doesn't want to get involved in boxing anymore. That part of his life is over. So the next night, though, Tommy Gunn's not leaving Stallone alone. He's waiting outside. He's telling Stallone, I'm really hungry. I want to be a fighter. Please train me. Be my trainer. So Rocky is reluctant to train Mr. Gunn. So, but then again, you got Paulie here. So Paulie's like, listen, go ahead. You can train this kid. You know, this kid's a moneymaker. You know, you can help him out. So Rocky sees himself a little bit in Mr. Gunn. So he says, okay, Tommy, come with me to my house. You can eat dinner with me. You can stay with me overnight. All that shit. So he stays with the family. The son sees this, and this is one part where they're eating at the dinner table, and it's a funny part. There's some good comedic scenes. But you know, he tells his son, listen, Tommy's going to take your room. You can sleep with your uncle. It's like, what the fuck was that? You know, without a second thought, his father puts his son to the side, his own flesh and blood, for this stranger that just came into the home. Rocky here, you can tell already, he's so focused. He loves boxing. You know that, guys. He loves to fight. So he sees himself in this guy more, I guess more so than his son at this point. So you see this happening. And the son is just being really affected by it. So this happens throughout the course of the movie, the side story here, but really it focuses on Tommy Gunn and Rocky. Rocky trains Mr. Gunn. Mr. Gunn here just just pounds his way to a heavyweight title shot. Rocky doesn't think he's ready. Mr. Gunn thinks he's ready, and here comes this Don King character. He's blasting fucking in his ear and shit like that, yada yada. Come fight with me, sign this big contract. So Tommy does underneath Rocky's nose. Rocky ends up getting tossed to the side. He's hurt real bad. And Rocky watches the fight on pay-per-view, man, and that's a great scene, guys. He's playing it out, fist for fist. It's a wonderful fucking scene. I something about that scene that just amps me up, and it had me amped, and I felt it. I don't know, man. It's giving me goosebumps thinking about that scene. So, anyways, after the pay-per-view fight and him mimicking it, his son. See, before this, he had a fight with his son, and he had a fight with Mr. Gunn. So the relationship was over with his son and Mr. Gunn, but he couldn't make up with Mr. Gunn, so he went and make up with his son, and he was able to make up with his son, guys, after putting him to the side this whole movie. He was able to tell his son that he made a mistake. He was able to see. That's one thing I love about Rocky. He admits his mistakes, and he fights fear, guys, and he admits to things, and he accepts his blame and his faults. And it's great. And he accepts others as well at their blame and faults. It's great. So he accepts his son, accepts his apology. They're back, their home team. And then, of course, like I said, the pay-per-view fight happens. His father's, Mr. Stallone here, Mr. Rocky's like, I'm going to go get a beer with Paulie to calm down. They go up to do that, and this is where Mr. Gunn confronts Mr. Balboa because he thinks if he can fight Mr. Rocky here, fight him in the ring, he can get a lot of money. The title fight, people stop calling him a paper champion, Mr. Gunn, Mr. Rocky's puppet, all this bullshit they were calling him in the papers since he won the title there on pay-per-view. Or what have you. Anyways, it's the same night. It's a little weird, but anyways, he comes out the same night, Mr. Gunn, to the bar. It's a great scene when Mr. Gunn knocks Paulie's teeth out, and then that's when Rocky says, you try knocking him down, don't you try knocking me down. And then he says, whatever, let's do it. And then Rocky says, well, my ring's outside, and that's it. I love the part where he gets up and he tells Mr. Gunn, you knocked him down, but don't you try knocking me down. Like, I like that. Like, there's something about it, man. And that Rocky is so fucking unmatched. This guy's young. This guy's a real boxer, guys. We know that. He's a Tommy Morrison, real boxer. And the way Stallone, I don't know, it just plays so well. I feel it. They go outside. There's a street fight that erupts. Everybody is surrounding. Mr. Rocky gets the jump on Mr. Gunn. There's a couple of combination shots, a rights and a left, and a body shot that rocks Mr. Gunn to a fence. He is down. It looks like he's out. Rocky explains his disgust and his disappointment in Mr. Gunn and turning his back and doing the right things. Anyways, and coming here to fight. So Rocky turns around. The crowd embraces Rocky, but Mr. Gunn is behind him and rushes him. And this rushes back into the street. And this is a real street fight here. They're doing a couple of cool moves. And then that goes back to the boxing. And Mr. Rocky is able to finally take a couple of shots, and he's going to go down. But guess what? He's not down. He's got the heart of a lion. He's got the spirit of a champion. We know that. He sees Mick, his old trainer, in a vision. He's able to get enough motivation, enough strength left to get up and finish Mr. Gunn, who's already wobbly and weak from taking a beating himself. And he finishes Mr. Gunn with a couple of well-placed liver body shots, kidney shots. And Tommy has got no bullets left. He's shooting fucking blanks. And he's against the bus. He is out cold with the last uppercut from Rocky Balboa, sending Mr. Gunn to dreamland and into the police. The police take him away. Fuck yeah, police take him away. Don't touch Rocky in his neighborhood. The crowd embraces Rocky. He's got his respect back. He's got his pride back. He's got his family name back. And everyone in the neighborhood now loves, once again, and embraces the Balboa family, including Rocky Balboa. This is what this movie's about. It comes full circle. So fuck you if you didn't like this rant. Fuck you if you didn't like this movie. And thanks for listening.